Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into round 4 of the Ride365.com Nationals in MX Simulator powered by versuspc.com. My name is Kellen Brauer, and welcome to round 4, live here on Start Your Systems TV of the 450 Championship. And right now we got the consolation race on the track. These guys are coming around, and we'll jump on board and take a look at this racing action in just a moment. But hello again, everyone who was just joining us for the 250 stream, and hello everyone on YouTube watching the playback that may have not watched any of that 250 action. If you didn't, please be sure to go watch it right now, because it was great, and it's fun to watch. But either way, we're happy to have you joining us here tonight. We'll have Chris Riesenberg, track designer and builder and race tech suspension marketing extraordinaire, joining us here in just a bit, but he is taking a quick break, went down out of the booth onto the track to grab himself maybe a hot dog or two and a beer. We'll see him back in just a moment, though. Let everyone know in chat to refresh, of course, any of you watching the stream right now. And let's jump on board and watch these consolation riders go around the track. So 450 action out there right now. This is the 5 riders that qualified outside of the top 36 and are not seeded into the motos just yet. So 4 of these 5 guys will go onto the motos. Unfortunately, one of them not going home very satisfied, but it looks like only 4 guys are even going, as Travis Hoffman is laid over on the start gate doing some serious whippage action. You can see him just getting completely sideways right there. Great technique, honestly, really. I mean, he's staying quite low to the ground. I'm sure he'll get the power down real quick here in just a moment. Couldn't say much anything better than that technique right there. That's awesome. Looks great. So it looks like Holdsworth, Garachi, Higney, and Wells are guaranteed to get into the moto here. No problem. So they may cut this thing short, given the fact that Hoffman has not left the line, so it's pretty clear cut who's going to make it. I don't think they need to hold that for much longer, although I guess results do need to actually go in. But we'll see. Either way, let's keep watching these guys try to go around the track, and if we get any of them close enough together, we might see some dualies. And dualies, for any of you, those of you just watching for the first time, it's when 2 or more riders, so dualies, trilies, quadsies, whatever you want to call them, get together and do some serious whippage on the same jump, side by side, or within the same range of each other. If dualies happen, and they are on the stream, I'm taking a shot of Red Bull vodka for every dualie that happens, and there was not very much dualage in that 250 action here tonight, so I'm hoping it picks up a little bit, and these 450 guys throw some sauce, because I want to see it. So we got 2 guys fairly close together, Holdsworth and Garachi, and because he's Magic Manning, I mean, it's not really dualies if you can't see the guy, right? But I like that these guys are throwing it. I think they got the memo. Neil Wells is doing something over here. I'm not too sure what's going on. He seems to be stopped on the track now as well. Logan Higney is off the track. He is running the event tonight, so clearly we're going to finish this race because, yeah, nothing doing here. Oh, he sends the triple, and he almost got it, but he goes down. Really curious to see if these 450 guys are going to get it here tonight. And Checkers, it looks like he's back, yeah.
There's not a lot going on.
Not really. We're trying to watch these 2 front guys for dualies, but Garachi is Magic Manning his heart out, so we can't really even see the dualies if they happen. Little unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely we'll do our little top 10 rundown section on the triple this time. I liked that. That was cool. Or quad, whatever you want to call it. I call it a quad because it's a table landing and there's 2 landing spots.
I agree. It really is a quad, but I mean, it just on the stream even it looks like a triple. So
not a lot of action going on right now. That's for sure on the racetrack.
What's up, Miss Pink 121? Using my classic nickname of Kellen web browser in the chat. I like it. Was my Twitter tag for a while.
Hey, my teammate's leading this thing.
Yeah, this is a mesmerizing race right now.
Hey, I should have probably... I was actually toying around with the idea of racing, But then I was like, man, I could battle for 20th to 30th in the motos, or I could stream. Streaming sounded a lot more fun. I actually have more fun streaming than I do flopping around on the racetrack. So,
you know what?
Did you already go over qualifying?
I'm kind of feeling that a little bit. I have not, so you can certainly do that.
Top qualifier, Mr. Jesse Mullins, a 152.882. Second fastest qualifier, Tyson Fresquez, 152.882. No, I didn't just repeat myself. They tied for the frickin' fastest lap time. How does that happen? Tanner Rogers logs in third. You know what his lap time was? 154.7. 2 seconds slower than those freaks of nature. Adam Holm looking strong once again. James Armstrong. Kevin Ferzako. What's up, Mr. Chiefs 3000, Raiders 2000, whatever you want to call him. 6th qualifying spot. Way good for him. Jordan the Vanderbomber Vanderlee. Dennis Fieldberg qualifies 8th. I hope we actually get to see him race. I don't know if he was here for UID grab. That's what he missed last time he tried to race. Race the General Carlin and Jack Haley round out your top 10 qualifying times here in the 450 Pro class.
Well, if Fjellberg races, then you know at some point we have to have dualies with Fjellberg, because he just never jumps without whipping, just completes these balls upside down.
Yeah, it's just Fieldberg for sure. So my question is, Neil Wells actually started the race at some point before leaving, and then we have Hoffman. Yeah, he's gone.
Is he though?
Then we have Hoffman laying over in the gate.
Because I checked chat when he stopped, but he never disconnected, I don't think.
I don't know if he disconnected or timed out, but we have Hoffman sitting in the gate, so I'm assuming that Wells would get the spot. I think. Yeah,
because he finished a lap. Yeah, I mean, he did actually finish a lap.
Oh, it says he's on lap 2, yeah, so he definitely should have the spot over Hoffman, who's laying on the gate.
Mm-hmm.
That's not all the action.
If Hoffman did get going, though, before Holdsworth came across, I think Hoffman may have got the spot just for completing. I don't know. I mean, if Hoffman does go right now and he finishes... Yeah, that's really weird. Interesting. Well, either way...
It's not Ms. Pink.
Yeah, I said Ms. Pink, and it's actually M. Spink.
I like Ms. Spink better. Brandon Holdsworth nails the front flip.
I like it.
Boy. We got to give him some love and some stream time.
Hey, he's got a pretty nice setup going on right here. I mean, not to be too biased, because it is your team, but it is actually a really nice setup. I dig it.
Yeah, clean stuff. I mean, I didn't make it, so it's not biased, right? That is one of my favorite sets of gear in the pack, which is funny because I actually didn't even know if I wanted that gear when we first got it, and now I run it all the time. It's sick.
Well, I'll be honest, I personally didn't like it that much in real life. Like, it wasn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But in the game, it looks clean.
Yeah, it does.
Matches the bike setup well.
And it does kind of shine.
Oh, he's going backflip. Nope, boner. He backed out of a backflip.
Like, in real life, I feel like the copper tone of that, like, you know, the Fox logo and the Fox lettering didn't really, like, shine, which is what made the gear look kind of eh. But in this game, I feel like it does. I don't know. Just picking it apart, I guess.
Just making conversation while we wait for this thing to finish up. Congratulations to Brandon Holdsworth for the LCQ win. Nice little steezy whip there. He actually didn't lag out on that one. For Garachi.
Higney didn't even finish the race. What is going on right now?
I'm guessing he maybe quit so that he could just get the motos going.
All right, so...
And maybe he doesn't want to be in the way, too. That could be a possibility. It was kind of a last-minute decision for him to jump in and race, so...
All right, so we're waiting for this man, Travis Hoffman, who's
kick him.
Pulling off the ultimate scrub to get kicked, and there he goes. So yeah, Wells would get the spot theoretically for completing one lap, but we'll see whether or not he's even back here or not. Either way, it doesn't matter too much because at least we'll have roughly 39 people starting this race. I still have a shot that I poured in the first 250 moto that has not been drank yet. I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, I spammed chat with the wall ride thing.
Very good. That was a good move, so hopefully people don't do it. And I'm curious to see, I don't think St. Laurent's this petty, but he did get passed by Chapman on the wall ride. So, I mean, like you said, they could protest it, and, I mean, we'll see how it plays out in that sense.
I also broadcasted to throw it big on the quad. We are watching to get some stream time. Ben Seberg, if you're listening to this, you're a bad dude. Thank you for making the 250 action sick.
Heck yeah, that was awesome. He was throwing it every lap on that big quad. We're going officially with quad now?
Yeah, we're going quad.
Quad God. What's the sponsor on the jump anyway? What is this, the blank quad?
I will check it out here during the warm-up lap. I'm just curious if Fjellberg's in the moto, he's got to be our one to watch, because good excuse to go watch him throw some whips, right?
It's a great excuse to go watch him do some whips, but I really think he is the one to watch in this one. I mean, it's kind of, Fjellberg is a bit of a polarizing figure in this game, having won a championship in this series before, a multi-time world champion in this game, and just to see him race at all is kind of a plus for us, I feel like. So
he's here. He's on the gate, boys.
All right.
Dennis Fjellberg will be our versuspc.com one to watch. Did you just hear the excitement in my voice?
Your excitement went 0 to 100 real quick, but fingers crossed he's on the gate maybe, but he might be asleep. This has happened before.
I see him moving his bars, I think. He's humping a little bit. He's here.
Okay.
He's loading the back suspension.
Fjellberg's here. Nice.
And his setup looks sick. He's actually lined up by my choice number 2 for the Versus one to watch, which was going to be Tanner Rogers, because he ridiculously fast qualifies. And he actually made UID grab this time, much like Fjellberg. They've both done that. Fjellberg has an excuse. It's like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning or something over there.
Yeah, real early.
Tanner's just Tanner. Also, interestingly enough, we'll get to see these guys not just doubling the RC double, but they're actually tripling it.
Wow, that is pretty big. All right, let's see if anybody busts some dualies here on just the warm-up lap. I will take a shot for the warm-up lap just because I need to catch up a little bit from this 250 action, I think. I mean, somebody, anybody.
All right, well, let's just go through the field, give him a little rundown and love while we let this thing go off. Reed Young's going to be the first guy to hit it, so let's see what he's got. See
I like
if he's going to get a little saucy.
Sauce?
A little low layer. Jesse Mullins throwing her dirty. Here comes Blake O'Brien. Oh, yeah.
Doggo Adamo back. Oh.
Kevin Frizaka.
Oh, that was like, that's quadsies. That has to be shots.
Cameron Lee. Oh, Tyler Fry just got nasty with them. I'm waiting to see who else is going to get dirty. Josh Hamilton's going to quadruple whip himself to the faceplant. Burkeen gets nasty.
Oh, man.
Here comes Heckpart. Oh, Heckman. Oh, Heckman. Oh,
did he land it? Oh, he didn't land it.
So close. Davis right behind him. Austin Bear just got nasty. James Armstrong.
Someone front flipped it. Look at that. Is that Holm that was backwards? And he was following Sanders, I think. Someone tried to backflip it too.
Heagney's boner airing the crap out of it.
Oh, someone's doing like a double front flip.
That was Leitzel, I think. Garachi. Drelo is going to double whip himself to the faceplant. Brady Stanley gets a nice clean supercross whip going.
I like it. Well, there was clearly like
sixies
let's see
if it takes balls to whip or not. Here comes Brina.
All right, Brina.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's funny.
D. Cope's got a nasty whip, I'm sure.
No, come on,
Neil
Copeland.
Wells. Neil Wells is back. And now it was a restart. I thought he disappeared again.
Here's to everybody who actually whipped on the first, parade lap right there.
All right, well, at least we got some whippage. The 450s, like I said, they can make the jump a little easier, so. All right. We are on the line. It looks like Mullins and Armstrong are in the first 2 gates in.
I'm watching for Zaka on the start because he is in a pretty good spot here in the middle. It is time to go 450 racing at High Point, though. Let's see who gets the whole shot as the gate is down. Frizaka hits it, and I don't know who's going to come out with it.
Tyler
gonna be
Fry
for
and Tyson
Zaka.
Fresquez, a couple teammates, 1 and 2, they collide, and Cameron Lee says, "I'll take the lead, boys."
Oh, Fresquez into Cameron
Fresquez
Lee.
to the ground.
Oh.
Lee stays up, but gives the lead to Tyler Fry. T-Fry, Team Volcom. Mike Strelo in the number 2 ride for the DX3 squad.
Maybe
Blakely,
a little,
Lee, Wells.
little aggressive from Fresquez there, I think. Trying to get the lead early into turn 2.
A little overexcited. I see Mullins in about the 7 spot, so solid start for him to go to work. Can he be stopped is the question. He's been so dang solid.
All right, so Tyler Fry's leading this thing. How about it?
I bet he gets steezy on this the first lap.
Yeah, let's just look at this as if it's another whip train right here.
Oh yeah, Tyler Fry.
Love it. And Cameron Lee gets a little bit upside down. Mullins got backwards. Reed Young just boner-aired the crap out of it, as did a bunch of other guys. Holmes upside down. Mitchell's in there doing some dualies with him.
Holdsworth to the good start gets
Bear and
dualies.
Oh, I thought they'd land it.
Oh, dually face plants, and now Swigard and Neil Wells join them on the ground.
Fresquez is way back there. I saw him about 25th or so.
Watch
maybe.
the drop off. Mullins goes around the outside, jumps around 2 guys, nails it into the 2 spot. Mullins doing quick work through the pack from 7th all the way up into the 2 ride early.
All right, let's head back up front as Mullins is going to go after Tyler Fry.
We keep getting distracted by the quad. Oh, Mullins is down.
Uh-oh. That might put him in... Well, I mean, we're almost done with the first
spread
lap.
out already.
Yeah. He didn't lose that much. Let's see how much further back of Mullins Fresquez is already.
Fresquez is in 18th. He's dropping into that off-camber right now.
Yeah, seeing these guys come down here together. Trying to find... Well, Fresquez... I see Fjellberg. I don't think I've ever seen Fjellberg on a Honda before, but that's just how these nationals are this year.
Shocker, Fjellberg throws a whip right on by Jack Haley on that triple.
Oh, here's Fresquez. Okay. He's kind of mixed in with all these guys. There's like 18 guys bunched together.
Yeah, Fresquez just trying to pick his way through. He's moving past guys.
Ooh, trying to go around the outside of Holdsworth and then stands up Stanley. And then there's 18 guys behind him all stacked together. Look at this freight train. Loving it. Great action early here at High Point. Let's go back up front. Tyler Fry still leads. Chase Blakely starting to give some chase as Cameron Lee is also in there. Adam Holm, Reed Young, Devin Davis. So these top 6 guys kind of breaking away a little bit early on.
I see Moto Gogo just joined the chat, so you better give a call out to 7th place, his buddy, Triptez Ethan Parks.
Heck yeah. And I will do one caveat for my shot taking tonight. If Ethan Parks has a pike save, like Moto Gogo likes to do shots on his stream for pike saves, if his boy does one, I'll take a shot for that.
So that's really like a 2-parter. 1, he has to have a pike save, and 2,
It
he
has
has
to
to
be
stay
him.
at the front of the pack or we're not going to get it on stream.
Exactly. Early run-ins here. Is Blakely going to have a run at Fry?
Continues to lead this thing.
Yeah, this is awesome. He's
I mean,
looking
Fry
comfy
spent
too.
the offseason AM class in it. And we talk about all the time about the way the Volcom guys are able to just elevate the guys around their skill. And Tyler Fry is that guy right now, just crushing it.
Yeah. He's holding
Blakely
off.
and Lee have been in a nice little battle here. Now, he does have a couple seconds slower lap time than those guys. But, man, they're already off to a nice little gap here in the top 3. Oh,
Ooh,
and then there comes the mistake.
Let's see, does Blakely have the run that he needs? He actually low-lined the right side of the track, but he's hauling down the hill. Fry's got maybe a better line working here. Oh, they come together. They both go down, both off the bike. Cameron Lee to the lead.
Adam Holm goes into the 2 spot. Devin Davis 3rd. I would say that any of those 3 guys could win a moto for sure, especially the way this thing's is setting up. As Mullins is all the way back in 10th right now. I mean, obviously Mullins has shown he can come through the pack, run guys down late. and win, but all three, Lee, Holm, and Davis, have been exceptional this year at times. And I would say real surprises at times. And I think any of them could actually take off and win this moto from these top 3 spots, knowing what's going on in between them and our normal top contenders.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on the nail there, because especially someone like Cameron Lee, who's all sorts of fired up, he might start putting good laps down. Just pull away here, he could. Look at him almost getting over that hump and just sending it down into the gully. He is going to bring Adam Holm with him, though, and Holm has been somewhat of the story this year so far, at least in my opinion, with coming out of nowhere, a triple-digit guy, qualifying top 5 the first couple rounds, led a lot of a race at Glen Helen as well.
Yeah, and he's backed it up week in and week out, and showing it's not just a one-track thing or a one-week thing or a fluke, which is, I think, to be the real surprise. That's what you have to do. You have to not just do it once, but do it throughout the season. And Holm he's become a top contender now.
Yeah.
A podium threat week in and week out. Definitely got to consider him in the top 5 each week. And maybe could take off and try to win a moto here. But Cameron Lee, we know, has some speed. Still getting the racecraft with the pro guys down, as he's a newer player to the game. But see what he can do. He's got a clear track now. Seeing a lot more lines being used here on the 450s. The 250s, everyone was kind of running similar lines in most of the track. A lot of variety here in this front group.
Yeah, I saw Holm bust out a couple doubles in a row down the hill, and he was flying down it, actually singled out of it, cleared all the braking bumps in the process.
Blakely's moving up to put some pressure on Devin Davis here for the number 3 spot. Davis picked up his first career podium earlier in the outdoor season, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I think his best finish to date was a 4-4 at Unadilla last year.
And he's throwing us an Oppo whip too. That a boy, Devin. August Sanders up in 5th.
Sanders has been surprising to me as well. Talked to him a little bit about racing sim again a couple weeks back, and he says he's really just doing it for fun. But I mean, surely he's doing it a little bit more than that. He's hauling some ass lately.
He's as OG as they get, right?
Yeah, doesn't get much lower than his UID. Well, maybe one person can get lower than his UID, but it helps a little bit to have a low UID when you make the game. So
Sanders goes for the double down ends, going to clip the top. Waiting to see there. Vanderlee got over it all the way pretty much.
How about it? We got 2 Mad Cape guys running up here. Not too often you see that happen. I mean, they all have pretty good riders on their team.
Look at the battle for the lead. Holm has run down Lee, and he's got the drive.
Yeah. All right, so what does Lee have to respond here? Does he maybe settle into a pace, try to run with him, or does he go right back after him, knowing full well that Holm could get away quickly here if he doesn't do anything?
I don't know enough about Cameron Lee's racing in the pro ranks because he's a rookie. I'm not really positive. It looks like, though, he's not going to be able to follow Holm's lines, as Holm has already opened up the gap 2.5 seconds, and Lee now isn't even able to really see him. Not that closely, anyways.
I really, really like what Holm's doing there. He goes to the inside on the Carmichael double and still hits it, and then doubles all the way down the hill to the last one where he singles and clears all the braking bumps and then jumps down into the corner. So that's really fast.
Lee's down, so Devin Davis into the 2 spot, Blakely into 3rd.
Man, this is a real interesting mix of guys at the front. Obviously, all very fast and capable of winning, and have ran up front at some point during this year so far. But I mean, Mullen's the first like real championship threat that we're seeing here in 6th now, and he's down again. So Young goes through. Mullins is going to get up right in front of Vanderlee, who's coming through. Vanderlee might get to his inside. Mullins is throwing oppos for days. Triptez still running up here, so Ethan Parks, Moto Go-Go's man of the hour.
Maybe not a surprise to see some unfamiliar faces, more of them towards the front of the field, being that it's a little simpler racetrack, and also, again, it was definitely well received, meaning guys might have spent more time on it than they normally spend during a week.
Right. Oh man, Armstrong is getting that jump into the canyon really well. He uses his front end to soak up that jump a little bit more than those other guys are doing it. Gained a lot of time on Josh Hamilton.
Bresquez is only up to 14th, so not mounting much of a charge here.
It's still early, 10.5 minutes in. Mullins is still making mistakes up at the front, so it's not like he's necessarily just getting away with this.
It definitely helps the point situation as Mullins is all over Vanderlei, almost into his back wheel. See what he can do here, as that's a good battle on the track here for the 7th spot. Mullins kind of known for running different lines and being able to work through the field as Vanderlei slides out, so we're not going to get to see him make a pass there. I was curious to see where his passing spots are on the racetrack.
So Holm continuing to get away at the front. Davis is in second, avoids a lapped rider down right there. Blakely, Lee, Sanders. Now Jesse Mullins has got the grip between his teeth. He's going after Sanders here. Oh man, it's really close as they try to work their way around the lapper through the S curve back onto the start straight. Mullins trying to squeak a wheel down the inside. And August Sanders superfan Resonate joins the chat as Mullins makes the pass on his guy. Man, who's this lapper? He's just going for it behind Sanders. All right, so Mullins now into 5th, and he's got Cameron Lee as his next prey, if he can do it. Oh my gosh, Mullins still getting backwards on the quad.
I'm looking at 158 for Mullins, and Holm out front actually has a 158 fast lap as well. So if Holm can keep it up, I mean, he's got 27, almost 30 seconds back to lead on Mullins. So we're getting close to the halfway point. It's not out of the question that Mullins could run him down potentially, but
Mullins is getting that double
Lee
down
got
into the
sideways,
canyon.
so there goes that pass.
You see how cleanly Mullins was able to
Yeah.
get that double? That was ridiculous.
I'm really excited right now that that thing is actually working out as intended. Although I didn't intend for them to be clipping the top and dropping down into the valley.
You thought they would more be just sending it into the
Actually,
face, right?
actually doubling over it clean to the backside, not so
okay.
much clipping it. That's what they were doing at the real race last year. A few of the top 450 guys, very similar to this actually, where a few guys were actually able to jump it. I didn't expect guys to like bounce off the top pretty consistently, and I guess I could have peeked it out a little bit, but all good. I saw Fresquez actually land it without even clipping the top, which is how I intended it. He's up to 10th, by the way, and charging. He had dropped a 156 down already. So he's on the move through the pack. He's about to go into 9th around Hamilton.
And he's got his teammate in front of him.
Wow, Mullins up to 3rd now. Just went around Davis.
Let's see how much time he's got here. We are halfway through the moto.
Oh, 156.4 for Mullins as well. He decided, I need the 156.
Yeah, just lay one down. Holm is still running consistent laps at the front. 159.2 last time by, 158.8 is his best. So, I mean, Mullins is, let's calculate that out, 17 seconds behind him still. If Holm can keep this pace, he's pretty good to go. As from here, we would have, if that, 7 laps to go. Well, actually 8 laps. So yeah, maybe Mullins could get to him if they keep this pace. But they'd have to keep this pace, and that's a tall ask. As Blakely is down in second, here comes Mullins. So Mullins now into second. Blakely falls back to third. Lee is up into fourth around Devin Davis, who has fallen back behind August Sanders. So two guys that always really get along so well together. Devin Davis and August Sanders are about to go to battle here. They are at near the top for the most forum posts, you know, together. Believe they're both inside of the top 5 for most forum posts.
Are we talking about forum posts? I need to jump back in on this conversation.
Well, we've got a classic forum poster brigade showdown between Devin Davis and August Sanders going on here.
Oh, I was forum posting in chat, basically. I'm pretty good at that, too. I like a good argument.
Still waiting on some more dualies. What's a guy got to do to get some dualies around here?
Oh, I don't know. I actually was going to say get someone beside Mullins, but he actually didn't throw it that lap. Hey, let's check in. We didn't do a top 10 rundown yet, so let's look for some dualies. All right, meow.
You want to do it right now, or do you want to wait a lap until Mullins?
We'll get Atom around to the big booter, and then we'll do it.
Devin Davis just threw it in front of Sanders, and Armstrong is coming up. That was Cameron Lee? Yes, it was, down on the outside. And Davis tried to go around the outside and just plowed into him, blind jump. Fortunately, neither of them got hit again.
While we wait for the top 10 rundown to come around to the quad, let's check in at 18th place with our versuspc.com one to watch. Ever good rider Dennis Fieldberg on the number 3 as he's getting close to the big booter, and we know he should be throwing it. What's interesting is he's back there. He's run multiple 158 lap times, which is pretty dang fast. He's right behind Roy Mitchell, who threw it hard earlier. So here goes Mitchell. Fieldberg, a little bit different style whip. I was expecting the Oppo whip from him.
That was really weird.
He did more of the scrub.
The whip was like over halfway through the jump.
Oh, wow. I just saw
so hard and
T. Fry, early leader, all the way back to 20th right now.
Ouch. All right, let's continue to track the progress.
Oh, man. Mullins is down to a 155 that time around, and the lead's down to 13 seconds. I really would love to see Atom pull off a moto win. That'd be such a cool story, as he is coming around to the big booter. And we'll throw off here a top 10 rundown. Brought to you by the fine folks at Famimex Design, Famimex.com. For all your graphics needs. Your leader, Adam Holm, on the number 192. Architect ride has 14 seconds back to Jesse Mullins, who runs in that 2 ride. He's coming up to the booter.
Stees from Holm. Mullins gets sideways with a little kick from
Mullins
the lapper.
Right there.
Oh, so that was someone else that looked exactly like Mullins.
Couple lapters coming through. Next guy will be coming through is Chase Blakely on the number 20. Running in the 3 spot. Nice ride going for the BPC number 20 Husqvarna. Here
dualies.
August
Come on.
Sanders.
Oh!
Prescott's kind of doing like a supercross whip over it.
Dualies.
Here comes Davis and Cameron Lee.
Shot number 1.
They got a rider down in front of the jump. Davis not throwing it. Lee not throwing it. Dago Adamo runs up in the 8 spot. Great ride for him. Josh Hamilton, and here comes Kevin Furzaka running in the number 10.
Armstrong.
Brady Stanley. Here comes Race Carlin and Triptez. Ethan Parks.
Nice. Little kick from Triptez. Race Carlin boner airing.
Reed Young comes across in the 15 spot, and then we're going to be waiting a little bit. At least our guys on the lead lap is all the way back to Jack, Haley, and Fjellberg, who aren't too far apart. If Haley makes a mistake in the corner, I know he's got a big whip in the bag. He might get dualies. They get in the air for a long time. Here comes Haley. Nothing. Fjellberg's down in the turn, so we're actually going to get Roy Mitchell next. And Fjellberg back up and running back in the 18 spot.
Yeah, Fjellberg always comes
Vanderlee,
through. Love it.
Tyler Fry runs in the 20th, turning up. Here comes Burkeen, carrying a ton of speed into it. Heckman gets dirty.
Look at how low Heckman stayed, and he's still got the whip all the way around.
Nicholas Crush in the 24 spot. Here comes Matthias Janis. Matthias, sorry.
That's a badass name. Nicholas Crush.
Yeah, for sure. I thought you were talking about Matthias, which I actually know it is Matthias. It's not Matthias, it's Matthias. I asked him. Trevor Doyer on Logan Lightso getting a little sideways. Oh, Tanner Rogers throwing it.
This is home right here, right, with Mullins already on him. And they throw dualies. I love it. Battle for the lead is on at High Point, and it starts with an awesome dually combo from these guys. So I gotta take another shot.
Shots. Mullins with the double into the pit. Takes out Holmes front
Oh my god. How did Holm right out of that?
I don't know. Mullins almost tripled up, too. Now watch him get this double down into the valley.
Look at this.
Oh, he tire taps front flip.
He's trying to do that, I think. But he's down.
I don't know if he was trying to tire tap or tire tap front flip for fun. I don't know.
Well, Holmes back into the lead, so actually, I mean, this is really a big deal because Mullins is stuck going up this hill very slowly.
Yeah, he loses a lot of time. I almost feel like he had a case of the Kyle Robb, his buddy, going on there where he didn't want to lead yet. He didn't want to be bored.
Case of the Kyle Robbs. That's the name of my new band.
What about Chase Blakely? I mean, he's got number 20. Obviously, he's pretty good, but he's running third in a 450 National right now. Unfortunately for him, there's a guy with a few championships coming fast behind him.
Well, Russ Chapman just dropped by the chat to congratulate Colton Mitchell on the 2017 250 National Championship because him and Jared are, quote, over it. I might tell you a little story about what happened in the 250 class tonight, so be sure to watch that playback if you haven't seen it already.
Wow, Furzaka's coming through the field. He's catching up to Devin Davis right now, knocking on the door of a top 5 position.
It's a great night for this BPC Husky team. Blakely third. Furzaka in 6th, looking at a top 5 perhaps.
I hear from Furzaka quite a bit because he drops by my streams often, and he was pretty pumped on his qualifying time, and obviously he said he try-harded it, so obviously he put some time in this week.
Yeah.
And here he goes, making the move on Davis.
Yeah, nice.
They
Good
got close. Heads up by Davis there, too, to check up and not put them both on the ground. See if Davis has anything to fight back on Furzaka.
They've got a group closing in behind them as well. Hamilton is bringing Armstrong and Cameron Lee. Not too far behind that is the General. And then Sanders also coming through. So Sanders was in 5th, and he's really not too far behind that position still, but he's all the way back down in 11th now.
Mr. Consistency, August Sanders.
Who's this down right here? This is Josh Hamilton just getting up from a crash.
Oh, Stanley just ate crap. Alright, so resetting things at the front of the field. We're 24-15 into the moto. Holm has a 6-second lead on Mullins. Blakely's 11 back, and Fresquez is closed within almost striking distance there.
Battle for
so keep an eye on that last podium spot. And there's the mistake to let him get real close now.
Go on board with your reigning Supercross champion, 4-time Supercross champion Tyson Fresquez. Upside down on the uphill triple. He's one of the few people I've seen not use that like anthill jump coming back onto the start straight and actually gain time.
Yeah, I mean, the lines are pretty balanced throughout most of the racetrack. I made sure to take time to do that. Obviously not at these guys' speed, but you should be able to use multiple lines. Fresca's going to try to hold tight there as he got real close to the back wheel of Blakely. And he's also probably not familiar with riding that close with Blakely because he doesn't get up here that often.
Right.
Maybe being a little more conservative here. All goes back to colliding with his teammate and then sending it into turn 2 to be on the ground for Fresquez in this moto, though, for sure.
It's amazing that as far apart as they were at the beginning of this moto, Fresquez is really not too far behind Jesse Mullins here. And he's going to get the pass on Blakely around the outside here. Dualies, perhaps? Oh, Blakely goes for the backflip.
He's going to come short on it.
He's trying.
Hey, nice effort, Blakely.
Yeah. Mullins has another crash, though. This could get interesting where Fresquez might have a chance to get him.
I want to watch Fresquez jump this double down into the valley. I saw him a few laps ago get it really clean, so let's see how good his seat bounce is off of it this lap. Going way to the right. Yeah, he's getting over it super clean.
Holy cow.
Using the far right side of the track where the lip's as big as he can get it, and not even touching that second jump.
Look at those lappers just getting off the track because they know something's happening. This guy is flying through the back. Look at that scrub.
The way these guys are whipping and scrubbing off a few of these jumps is almost like a custom track.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Fresquez using low line, staying low by scrubbing.
That was, quote, only a 59 for him.
Yeah, only. Just riding a modest pace. He had to pass Blakely, so, you know, it slowed him down a bit.
Holm just logged his fastest lap of the race at 158.4. His gap is 4 seconds back to Mullins, but Mullins dropped her into the 56s again. And he actually has a 55.8 in the moto. Mullins has the speed to make up this gap. We're now 27 minutes in. Holmes, this probably last end of this race is going to feel like an eternity for the 192.
Gosh. No kidding. It certainly will feel like it for him as well. For someone that
Oppo whipping it.
Is not in a position like this very often at all. He is probably just thinking, God, when is that white flag going to come out?
Oh, a couple riders down caused him to lose some more time. Mullins is going to get through clean. Maybe if he doesn't make a mistake on his own.
It's Heckman that he's lapping there.
Threw him off his rhythm just a bit.
Let's see how clean he gets this compared to Tyson.
Oh, Holm got it really clean.
Mullins gets it really nice as well.
A couple riders go down on the other side of the hill. That's always nerve-wracking when you see bikes tumbling and you're going fourth gear wide open.
Oh, Mullins, bad kick right there. Saved it, though.
Almost looks to me like Holm has just said, the only way I'm going to win this is if I just flat out rip fast laps off now. The way that he's riding, he doesn't look conservative at all. He looks like he's in attack mode, not defense mode, as he runs another 58, almost his fastest lap of the race. Mullins, I'm sorry, still a touch faster.
It's amazing how many lappers are in this mix. It's almost like they're all just clumped together battling it out for 25th here or something.
Seabolt raced the 250 class, Dead Knife. He went 1-3 for second overall.
Wow, spoiler alert. Gosh.
Sorry, bro. Hopefully they watch the 250 stream first.
Yeah. All right, battle's on. Holm has all kinds of pressure from Mullins, and if the way that these guys have been hitting the quad in this race is any indication, we're about to have a moto option quad god dualies compilation showdown between these two.
Hopefully, Holm did throw it dirty last lap, and Mullins was throwing it dirty early. They're going to split lines here. Little case. Oh, I haven't seen anyone run the line.
Really
Mullins just ran there.
Mullins. All right, dualies. Come on, dualies. Oh,
Mullins
come on.
Mullins is going to throw it. Holm does not. Mullins actually goes long, slides out. Going to give him a gap. And each time that happens, I feel like it's going to give Holm not only some breathing room, but some confidence and allow some time. He's got an air 4 second gap.
And, oh, Mullins almost went down right there. The only way I can forgive Adam Holm now is if he actually wins this moto. for not.
Oh, and he backs out of the double. Is he getting conservative now?
Maybe he is. Mullins is still going to send it and get it just super cleanly. I mean, look, he just gained 2 seconds at least right there. He's already right onto the back of him again. I don't think Holm can afford to be conservative anymore. Because Mullins is just going to hit big lines and just take more and more time away from him here.
Yeah, he did, Alex. Over the finish line they go.
2-lap board is out.
Can Holm hold on and win his first ever 450 Pro Outdoor Moto? First pro win in general for Adam Holm. Not the guy you want behind you late in the race to make that happen.
Not really. Holm's still trying to bust this line out. Mullins is not doing it. And I think it's faster what Holm is doing here. Look at how much speed he's carrying down the hill, but Mullins is keeping him close.
Working different lines at the bottom of the hill. Worked out pretty even by the time they get all the way to this S-turn.
Yeah. Ooh,
Mullins is pushing it.
Almost kicked that rear end out over the rut. Those 3 points could be crucial in the championship, although Mullins is in a very good position already early in the season. Never know if Fresquez could catch fire. Coming to the jump again, not really close enough for dualies. Holm does not throw it. Mullins continues to throw oppos. This is going to come down to the wire, I think. I don't know if Mullins is going to get him. Oh my gosh, how does he keep saving that? Like, what even is this? This isn't even MX Simulator.
Holm has to jump it this lap.
He's trying.
And Mullins doesn't do it this time. That's going to allow another gap for Holm, and he's going to see the white flag without a mistake here at least. He'll see it with the lead.
Yeah.
Does have a lapper to deal with here. Holm's going to get by as well as Brina, letting these guys roll on through.
1 lap to go. Adam Holm has never been in this position in his MX Simulator career. Mullins has been in this position, we'll just say a few times. And white flag is out.
Fastest lap of the race so far for Adam Holm last time around. If that tells you anything, he is standing up to the pressure from your defending champ and points leader.
Oh man, he wants this so badly. Look at Mullins wheeling to the outside.
Oh,
oh, contact! They're both on the ground. And Holm gets up first. That's Ritzler on the outside.
I think it's one of those things like Holm knew if he let him go, he almost had no chance at him.
Oh my gosh, crossing lines. Is he going to try to shut the inside line off here? No, Mullins is going to swing outside and shut the door there. Cross the inside. Oh, contact, and Holm was going for the kill, but he missed him. Caught the rear end, and Mullins is going to survive unless he crashes.
I think Holm finally cracked there on that last lap of, instead of riding his own race, he went into full on, I need to put him on the ground or I'm not going to beat him. And I think he could have beat him without putting him on the ground. I really do.
I think if he had checked up right there and actually hooked that middle rut, he might have repassed him cleanly, but he just went for it. So now Holm honestly might be in danger of losing second to Fresquez here. It's not that far. And if Holm isn't really thinking about what's going on behind him, just focusing on Mullins this whole time, another little mistake could cost him second here, as Mullins is going to bring this thing down here. Oh, maybe not. Mullins is down, and he's in a very, very, very bad spot. Let's see if Adam gets the double. Mullins is getting up awful slow. Let's see. Holm is going to send it in, and he gets it clean. He's going to fly up the hill. Mullins is still just getting going. Fresquez can win this race if these two get together. He is close enough now as these two are coming down the hill again. Mullins sends it. Holm is going to come down the hill with a flurry of speed. I'm sure of it. Mullins sends it into the off-camber. Look at Holm. He is flying. Oh my gosh, he is so pissed. This is going to come down to the final corner.
Mullins cased the face of the triple.
And into the final corner, Mullins hangs on from Holm and wins the first moto. Look at how close Fresquez got at the end of this. 3.3 seconds back at the end. Are you kidding me?
And not that far back is Kevin Frizaka. What a ride from the BPC Husqvarna rider on the number 61. Nice ride. His teammate Blakely looks like he's going to come around and secure a top 5.
Wow. That was insane. But yeah, great ride for the BPC Husqvarna team. Oh, Blakely, ooh, almost went down in that last corner. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Ends up 5th.
The Bulldog James Armstrong on the 33 Volcom ride. Gonna come around. Take the number 6 spot. Find Devin Davis here in 7th down the final downhill. Up the hill. He's gonna hit this triple jump. Nice solid 7th place finish for the DX3. Manager, owner, rider Devin Davis. Adepts, August Sanders cruises the number 40 across in 8th. Brady Stanley in the number 9. Like rounding out the top 10 will be Relax the Tires, Jack Haley.
Yeah, solid ride from a lot of these guys to end up inside of the top 10. Hamilton's just going to miss it, but another good ride from him. Ethan Park stayed up front all moto. He gets 12th. Reed Young, 13th. Cameron Lee was leading this race at one point and ends up 14th, but that's still not too shabby for the Rook. Race Carlin, Dago Adamo in his first race back in a year and a half. Ends up inside of the points. Roy Mitchell, Dennis Fjellberg versus PC one to watch. Actually scored points this moto, Chris. It wasn't too bad of a curse.
Hey, somebody actually finished. Well, most of the time it's a curse. I'm still not playing the odds, right? Fjellberg's known to rage quit too, so I mean,
you were really flirting with fire there.
For sure. Actually, just reading in chat too, want to update everyone here is Holm actually apologized to Mullins and just said emotions were high. That was stupid. Sorry, Mullins. And heat of the moment, that was stupid. So, Adam, kind of verifying what we said, he kind of blew up under pressure a little bit there late in the race, but such an epic ride. And I mean, cuts haven't come in yet. He's still got a chance at this thing.
I agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's only 0.6, and that all that takes. I mean, for example, Mullins did crash right in the valley before and missed a timing gate going up the hill when he got going again. That could be it right there. I mean, it's very little chance that that happens, but it could be it. So we'll wait and see for cuts to come in this one. And Mullins did get cuts, but it was not enough. Only 0.024.
Their top 10 stays the same. Excuse my yawning.
Boy, Chris, tired?
Yeah, it's been a long week, man.
Well, I, again, will not send it to break because I assume that Heagney is going to want to get this race started pretty quickly. We're a little bit behind schedule. Just a tiny bit, though.
Well, hopefully we see another race come down to the wire like that one.
I would have to agree with that one in the hope department. Oh, man. I'm pumped, though. We got a little bit more dualies action going on in that one. The more dualies, the better for me.
Yeah, for sure. The 450 guys are able to get over the jump a little better, so they can actually scrub some speed by throwing her.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Well, I think it's a little crazy to think that Tyson Fresquez was down in the first couple of corners there, went way back. I mean, he had to be outside of the top 30 near the end of the first lap and ends up 3rd. And I know he got a couple gifts. Mullins crashing a couple times made it a lot closer than he probably thought it would be, but still, that's a pretty dang good ride. And I'm sure that he's a little bit pumped on that one to actually finish 3rd going into the second moto.
Without a doubt, I could agree with that. Mullins had the fast lap of the race. I'm just kind of looking through lap times and evaluating a little. The race Carlin dropped a 157 in there, which was pretty fast. Armstrong in the 156s. Owen's the only one to hit the 155 range. I was having flashbacks during the end of that moto too. I think it was 2013 High Point when we had 3 riders, Jones, Fresquez, and I can't remember who the third guy, go down to the final corner, and I believe Fresquez went from 3rd to 1st.
Well,
in the last turn.
If I remember correctly, I think that was actually a 4-rider battle. I know Tyler Crane was also in the mix, like you said, with Fresquez and Jones. I'm trying to think who else may have been in that. Might have been
maybe Vanderlei or Root?
Shipley? No, because this was 2012 that this happened. I think it might have been Shipley that was 4th, but they were all right there at the line. And like you said, whew, came right down to the line there. And Fresquez 3rd to 1st in the last corner. I don't think I've heard Sween squeal so loud before. There was some definite squealing going on during that one.
The way a few of these guys were throwing it on the quad, Sween would have definitely been naked during this stream.
The clothes were coming off. All right, so we should get 450 Moto 2 underway in just a moment. Talked a little bit about this in the 250 race with the way that this track has been racing, but I mean, are you pretty satisfied with how it's turned out so far, Chris? Multiple lines, people trying some different stuff. The racing's been pretty good, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the 450s seem like they're using different lines. It's not even necessarily so much for passing, but literally just running different lines throughout the race, which is cool to see. A little bummed at the off-camber, the second to last turn before the finish, that everyone's going outside there, but I mean, at least the rest of the track, they're mixing it up a little bit. Not as much as maybe I'd like, but it's okay. It's making for decent racing. The jump into the valley has been super cool to watch, so I'm excited about that part.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think when you have a jump like that on the track where it's really unique, it's fast, and not everybody's doing it, it makes it a lot more exciting when someone does it. Like I remember there was a jump earlier this year that was very unrealistic, but when someone did it, it was really it gained them a lot of time. I can't remember what race it was. But even as unrealistic as it is, it's still exciting because it brings a little added element to it, you know?
Absolutely. For sure. And in this case, it's actually realistic. I mean, that was the line during the National last year. There was a handful of guys that started busting out in the moto, jumping down into that valley. And cool to be able to replicate that, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really interested to see this particular layout race, though, because I can't remember a year. I mean, I know 2-3 years ago they changed High Point up a lot, but I feel like this is a real dramatic change. Like, they got rid of a lot of really big features on this track to build this one. So I'm interested to see how it plays out in real life as well, in comparison to what's going on here in Sim tonight.
Yeah, all the older layouts used to kind of flow through the valley, and this one goes up and down the valley quite a bit more. And we're ready. Moto 2 time. Who's the versuspc.com one to watch, Kellen?
Ooh, versus PC one to watch in this moto. I'm going to just take a quick guess and say, let's go with, I'm going to pick Mr. Let's see here. I want to go with, you know what? I'm kind of excited to see Dago Adamo back. Not a lot of people like him, but I think it's really cool that he's back out here racing, and he put in a great effort in the first moto, finishing in the points. So Dago Adamo versus PC, one to watch. Let's drop the gate here in Moto 2 at High Point.
Yeah, no Jeremy Shipley tonight is correct. Fresquez with the whole shot.
Holmes down in the first corner was watching him, and Fresquez does get the whole shot.
Fieldberg's up in the mix. Oh, yeah.
All right, the 21
we got some
and
dualies
the 3.
coming on lap 1 if they can just stay 1-2 right here.
Heck yeah. I'd love to see what Fjellberg can even just do with a start. I mean, Fresquez obviously is probably the shoe-in to check out here as long as he stays on 2 wheels, but Fjellberg is really fast. And
it just throws it sideways onto like a 20-foot double there. Just like, no problem, I'm getting sideways. 2 of the fastest guys to ever play this game, without a doubt. Fieldberg, I would say one of the most stylish, if not the most stylish to ever play it.
Oh!
And he slides out before he gets there to dualies. So Jack Haley and the Vanderbomber, Jordan Vanderlee, are now going to go into the 2 and 3 spots. Haley throws it sideways. Cameron Lee, another good start. Fieldberg!
Are you kidding me? That was stupid.
And behind him, he did crash afterwards. Hi, Fieldberg. Welcome back. Thank you, Fieldberg.
Jesus. And Mullins was down too. I didn't see that, but Mullins actually, I don't think he hit Fieldberg. He was behind him, but Mullins is getting up behind
17th
him.
17th place, so.
Big news there. Fresquez leading, Mullins further back. Wow. All right. Let's head back up front as Fresquez continues to pull away early. Oof. Getting a little swap down the hill, but gathers it up.
Oh, Vanderlee in third, not off the bike, but it's down. Cameron Lee is off the bike as he cartwheels, so Furzaka going to come through. Vanderlee's re-entering the track very sideways.
Look at all these guys going by as Cameron Lee gets going.
Dago Adamo, good start up in the number 6 spot. The VersusPC.com one to watch. Triptez and Race Carlin across the finish line. The General trying to make the move around the outside. Inside the top 10 they go. Roy Mitchell and Matthias Janis running in the top 10 early on. Where is Adam Holmes? Second place in Moto number 1. Haven't seen him. He is back in 15th.
Ooh, and I think that was maybe Adamo that was just down. Mullins gets around Sanders as he's got Fjellberg going with him. And Holm is right behind those two as well. So that might be keen to watch for the overall as well if Holm and Mullins go through the pack. Obviously, Fresquez in a very prime position to claim it with a 3-1. But things could get interesting with those two. Oh, and Mullins slides out. Another small mistake from the champ. All right, it's early in the moto, so we got to keep watching for dualies because
if Race throws it, I might think you might have something. No, Race does not throw it. Copeland doesn't either. Ethan Parks throws a little one.
No damage. Oh,
Fjellberg and Mitchell.
Mitchell, yeah. All right, I'll take a shot to that.
Oh, rider down on the hill. That is trying to catch up with him. Copeland that was down.
Fjellberg went down. Mullins clipped him, but did not go down.
Oh, Fresquez is down with the lead. So we're going to have a new leader. Jack Haley, relax the tire.
And wasn't it Haley back at Thunder Valley that was also running near the front? Maybe had a chance to win if I remember correctly.
I know he was at the front at Hangtown for sure. I don't necessarily remember Thunder Valley. He very well could have been. My memory not that awesome. I'm an old man now.
One too many Red Bull vodkas over the years.
No such thing as too many, Kellen. Keep on going.
All right, now Fresquez under attack from his old nemesis in 2013 Supercross, Jordan Vanderlee. Fresquez won 10 Supercross races that year to Vanderlee's 2, and they went 1-2 in points.
You never know what to expect from the Vanderbomber.
No, you don't. You could have him running up front, winning races, or you could be in 31st at the 2014 Butts Creek National and get dive bomb from him.
Kevin Furzaka is all over him right now, trying to move into that 3 ride. Great day thus far going for Kevin Furzaka. Backing up that solid qualifying with a solid moto in moto number 1 and looking for it in moto number 2 as he clips the edge of that. Wow, Race Colin just got dirty over the quad as I was flipping through the pack.
What the heck, Race? You're side by side with a bunch of people and you just boner air Leclerc it, but then you get dirty all by yourself as Holm is backwards on it as well. All right, where is Mullins? Here he is behind Sanders, bringing Cameron Lee with him.
High-speed wobbles from Cameron Lee down into the valley.
Ooh, someone's down in the valley, actually, on the other side. Who is that? That was Vanderlee just getting up. So he'll have Janice, Mitchell, and Holm all closing in, with Davis not too far behind coming up the hill. Then Ethan Parks, August Sanders, Jesse Mullins, Cameron Lee, James Armstrong all coming, and the versus PC one to watch, Dago Adamo also in there. How about Sabrina Ritzler? Boner airs it up the hill. Ritzler goes down as I talk about her, but she was in points.
So Fresca's into the lead, Frzaka into second, Haley back to third, and the general race Kellen. That was the weirdest voice I've probably ever done on stream.
I wasn't really sure where you were going to go with that.
Oh, I don't know a German accent. Can you do one for me, Kellen? You got something?
Ja, das Race Kellen is Guten Tag in the races.
Took a break from the brat, sauerkraut, and beer to throw down some sim laps, bro. Getting it?
Jorg.
Yeah, I got nothing there. Adam Holm working through the pack. He's up to the 7 spot. Just kind of cruising through here, checking out where guys are at. Next time around, watch Fresquez on that big booter quad. He's doing that whole, the front end suck that we see in Supercross, where he does the quick bar turn scrub right off the face, and he stayed so low on it. It looked like he was only going to triple, and he still cleans the quad just perfectly. He's
amazing at that. I don't think I've seen anybody do that, what you just said right there, that little bar tilt, suck it up thing, better than him. He's so good at that little flick just to stay lower. Just a little bit. It doesn't look like much, but like you said, it saves so much time.
I'll tell you who has the most poppy seat bounce setup right now is definitely Jack Haley. Watching him in a few spots, both doubling into both of the valleys in the pro section. He is getting way more pop than anyone else, and it's all about his seat bounces. He's putting the pressure on Frzaka, and Frzaka is tumbling to his doom at the bottom of the hill.
I'm going to get passed by Carlin and might get up before Vanderlee gets there. Yes, he will. Fortunately, he's at the bottom of the hill, not in the middle of it.
Heck of a ride. We're going right now for Matthias Janis, running up in the 6th spot. About to go under pressure from second place in moto number 1, Adam Holm, though.
Am I reading it right that he rides for versus PC FAM MX?
Yes, sir. He just started his own team this week that he doesn't actually ride for, but he is riding their bike. But Janis does ride for versus PC FAM MX. All
right, just making sure, because I do have his skins, and it is not obviously the VPC team. Just making sure.
He is. He's running the, I don't even remember, some clothing company team that he started, and I guess just likes to make bikes and wanted to ride it. So
cool beans.
There'll be a fine for that for sure. Oh, Adam almost lands on him.
I thought
that was close.
I saw Holm going for the double, and I could have sworn that I saw Janis going even wider, and then he just came back across the track. So that was almost a absolute disaster there. Fortunately, they did not make contact. Ooh. Now Holm trying to show him a wheel. Sounded like someone was just getting up from a crash on the other side of this. And they were not. I was mistaken. Let's see if we got dualies in the bag here. Holm's been throwing it all day, but what has Janis got? Whole lot of nothing. Holm, little kick. Nothing special, though.
Drop back a spot just for a dually opportunity for James Armstrong, Roy Mitchell, Jesse Mullins. None of them throwing it. Those guys have all been throwing it big.
Devin Davis just double whipped his way to heaven right there. That was awesome.
Triptez running 12th in there. Solid performance going for him. Janis still under heavy pressure from Holm. Holm gets the double down into the valley. They're going to be side by side up the other side. Holm actually, I think, mistakenly dropped into 3rd gear in the middle of that valley and lost his drive a little bit. Oh, he's got the outside working here. He's going to jump over Janis again.
Let's see if they make contact. Janis wisely moved a little bit left there. Janis also using an inside
they're using different lines.
Look at that.
What? There's actually different ruts there besides the outside. I'm blown away right now.
These 450s, man, they have so much power on these uphills.
Wow, I just looked at the 3-rider battle behind him, and they all 3 took a different line as well. Okay, I'm pumped now.
I'm looking at the 3-rider battle again because these guys have been just locked together. This has been a great battle, actually, for Roy Mitchell and Mullins.
Mullins ran a 158 in that battle as he moves around Mitchell, and now he's going to go to work on Armstrong.
So Mullins is doing all right salvaging positions so far. We got another rider down up here. That is Vanderlee.
if that battle separates, you want to jump up into the P2 and 3 battle. It's not quite developed yet, but Carlin has run down Jack Haley a good bit and is sitting about a second and a half behind him, and it's closing in.
And he's bringing Frzaka with him a little bit. Frzaka is still within striking distance. I mean, Frzaka, where
Haley
stands.
Carlin getting dirty.
Where Frzaka stands right now, if he could pick up a couple more spots, he may end up on the podium overall today. He's looking at 4-4 right now. That's not too shabby.
All right, he's got Holm, who was 2 in the first moto, running 5th. And, of course, lurking back in the 8th spot, probably going to move forward, would be Mullins. Fresca is sitting pretty for the overall the way they run right now. Running out in the number 1 ride. Logged a 55.3 lap time. You could say he's going a little bit fast.
Yeah, you could say he's all but gone at this point, too. I mean, it's not a huge lead necessarily, but I don't know if these guys are going to get to him.
Oh, Haley's working the inside of that off-camber, even with no one in front of him, so that's...
Let's get a little bit of onboard action here, go on board with the general, Race Carlin, as he tries to stalk down Jack Haley.
Looks like this side of the racetrack might be the better side for Carlin, as that's where he reeled the gap in last lap. The second half of the track, Haley stretched it back a little bit.
This first person view just, I mean, I feel like it really gives you a good idea of what the corner speed that these guys are carrying. It's tough to really notice that when you're looking at it from a third person perspective, but on board it's just so fast. Like, they're just over and through the corner before you even realize they're in the rut.
Not a lot of braking. Just a quick off the gas, lay the bike over and get back on the gas.
Exactly. This is a little interesting.
Carlin's closing in again on this half of the track, but then Haley seems to have the other half really dialed.
Yeah, a little interesting factoid about Jack Haley. I spoke with him maybe 6 months ago now. It was a little while ago that I talked to him about this, but I asked him how he started playing this game. It turns out he doesn't even ride in real life, and much less knows much about motocross. He just picked up this game because he met August Sanders playing a different game one day, started playing this game and got really good at it, and now here he is. Second in a pro national.
That's unbelievable. Carlin's internet looks like he's in frickin' Brazil right now. D. Haley gets that jump down into the valley so clean. He's, like I said, he's got this seat bounce set up that's dialed in. I wonder if playing the game's gotten Haley to get into motocross a little bit.
I think it has. Talking to him a little bit, it sounds like he knows more about it than just the average person. So I assume that he actually does like the sport and follows it, but yeah, told me that he doesn't really ride and doesn't own a bike and wasn't super interested in it, but started playing this game and now he's really good at it.
We're getting close to the time to check in on that top 10 rundown, but before we do, let's check in with our versuspc.com one to watch, and he's about to be in a battle for the 15th spot. Ethan Parks is being chased by Dago Adamo, and Adamo makes the move. Down into the valley he goes. Now is actually going to be closing up on Roy Mitchell and making the move on him, so the stream curse is actually working the other way for Adamo as he's making some passes. And now our leader's actually getting close to hitting the big booter, so let's go ahead and nail down one of those top 10 rundowns. This one brought to you by Ride365.com. Anything you need to look like a motocrosser or be a motocrosser, you will find at Ride365.com. Tyson Fresquez on the Volcom ride out front. The battle for second is on, so maybe we want to halt this rundown and watch these guys as they're about to hit the big booter. Jack Haley under some heavy pressure from the general, Race Carlin, throwing it. You want to watch the battle or keep running down?
Up to you. I'm looking at them going across the other side of the track. All right.
So Carlin is all over Haley, and I want to watch Haley jumping into these valleys again.
Oh,
he's down, so now we'll continue. Carlin goes to the 2 spot. Haley on the ground is going to get up, but going to lose third as well, as here comes Frzaka going to double over his head.
Yep. I think we should wait till they come back around, though, again. A lot of these guys have already gone over that jump.
Oh, yeah, I was actually just doing it live, but we can go back to that jump again.
Okay, cool.
So we'll wait till they get back to the jump as Haley is side by side with Frzaka. Lapper. Oh my gosh, how did Haley not clean into that guy? Haley's going to try to work this inside. It works out pretty close to even, as
He
we'll
got
see
it
right
really
here.
good too. He laid it over in there.
Like I said, it's deceiving because you can't do the triple down, but it actually works out really even. Oh wow, Frizaka gets dirty on that triple. It actually comes up short.
We got Adam Holm coming in behind them too, so Holm could end up in a really good position.
Yeah, every time I see Holm, he is logging 57s and 58s on the pit board. So Holm consistently running fast laps. Just didn't have the start this time, but he's working through, and he has a potential to go with a 2-3 on the day potentially.
I mean, really, it's not out of the question that he could go 2-2, given that Carlin isn't that far in front of him and almost went down right there. Good save.
Yeah, Holm working hard right now on Jack Haley. So we'll let these guys hit the triple and then decide if we're going to prolong the top 10 rundown a little longer, as there is actually a good battle to watch.
Holm has definitely been the aggressor of this moto. We would assume that Mullins would be the guy that is charging through these guys, but hasn't really been the case. He hasn't got the wheels really turning yet.
Holm's still getting steezy. All right, so next one up is going to be James Armstrong as he drops into the valley. He's running in the 6th spot on the 33 Volcom machine. Nice scrub from him.
Look at him hold the rear brake as well.
Matthias Janis, great moto going right now. Runs in 7th. Vanderlee. There's Mullins finally coming through in 9th. 56.6 on the pit board. And rounding out your top 10, coming around to drop into the valley right now with pressure from Blakely is Devin Davis on the 45, looking for another top 10 moto finish here. That's been Ride365.com top 10 rundown.
I'm sticking on the jump though.
Oh, Frizaka went down, loses spots to both Holm and Haley.
I'm waiting for dualies. I'm waiting for them.
All right. Well, Fieldberg was getting up from a crash not too far from the jump, so you might have a chance. Here comes Roy Mitchell, Brady Stanley, August Sanders.
Sanders got the dirtiest of them.
Triptez, and
oh my
Fieldberg.
Gosh, dude, Fieldberg is upside down. I love it.
Burkeen.
Burkeen has been.
Oh, here comes the 3-rider pack.
This
Barina is next.
And that's Reed Young with
Reed Young and Hamilton.
Yeah, no can do. Nobody's really
Strelo.
Crazy.
Heckman's coming. He'll throw it, and Schleitzel did throw it, but I don't think they're going to be in the air at the same time. Here comes Heckman. Not getting steezy this time, or Leitzel. All right, now you got a while to wait for anyone on the lead lap, and we're back to 25th. So
yeah, that's Fresquez going by right there.
Through.
Oh, and oh my gosh, how did Fresquez save that?
He went 4 miles off the track.
He was completely sideways, landed sideways, somehow gathered it up. Every time I watch these guys save a crash, I'm just like, I can save some decently sized crashes every once in a while. And again, oh, I thought he was going to save that one. He's down now, and here comes Carlin.
Carlin is putting in some really fast, consistent laps. He looks dialed in.
He's about to jump into the valley, too, I think.
There he goes.
Yeah, gets it, and he's going to be right on Fresquez going up the hill. So a battle between 21 and 12 for the lead.
Carlin almost pulled off a win and a moto at Glen Helen.
We've been talking a little bit about Holm possibly going 2-2 today, 2-3. I mean, if these two get together up front, it's not out of the question that Holm could still win this second moto, or at least get somewhere in the mix to maybe win the overall if Fresquez has more mistakes in him.
First time winner at High Point? Sound familiar?
Yeah, we just saw it.
Spoiler.
Hey, but I didn't tell you who it was. You have to go watch that on your own.
Now, what's Carlin do? He's been running this just kind of smooth, consistent pace. Does he change it now that he can actually see the lead?
I don't know. I think speed-wise, Fresquez has him so well covered that Fresquez might put in a couple qualifying laps here.
Try to open it up for safety, but of course that can always result in a crash.
Correct. But I think
we're only
that's
20 minutes in, a lot of race left.
I think that's what he's doing, though. I mean, just looking at his riding style, it definitely looks like he's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit more than normal, getting away a little bit quicker as well.
Carlin was closer, and the way Fresca's been throwing it some of the times, he's doing that bar flick. Didn't get it as good that time. Carlin's been getting Oppo whip crazy off that every lap. Holm up to the 3 ride.
It was definitely the best we've seen of Carlin this year, though. So it looks like he's coming around. He's won motos in this class before, so it's not like him winning this would be that much of a surprise.
Battle is on for the 4 spot. Armstrong reeling in Jack Haley. Laying down some fast laps. Armstrong got a bad start in moto number 1, so we didn't get to see a lot of him. And right behind them, Frizaka goes down, so Mullins is going to go by. And he's trying to reel in that battle. Still trying to work on Armstrong. Oh,
ooh,
wow. Haley down hard.
Yeah, and he's going to get passed by Mullins. Not quite by Frizaka, I don't think. I think Frizaka's going to take just a little bit too long to get there. So Mullins goes through. He's going to try to get Armstrong.
Oh, Haley slides out, actually. So now Frizaka is going to get him.
Yeah.
I keep going back here, seeing Mattias Janus in the top 10.
Well,
shocked.
I mean, it's not necessarily that crazy. He did have a top 10 in him earlier this year, I think, at Thunder Valley. I could be wrong, though. It seems like when he gets a good start and he just starts putting laps together that, you know, this is what he's capable of for sure.
Definitely cool to see.
All right, now Armstrong going to come under attack from your defending champion, Jesse Mullins, here pretty soon. See how long it takes for that battle to come together. Pretty quick, I'd imagine, as Armstrong just made a mistake. And he's got Leitzel in front of him. Mullins is going to... Oh my gosh, I thought for sure he was jumping on Leitzel.
I think Armstrong just nailed a triple down the hill.
Well, he definitely ended up in an off rhythm, so he may have had a little bit more speed coming into something that he wasn't accustomed to. Now
Mullins looks like he has glue on his tires around some of these corners.
I
just
know.
Driving forward.
Dooley's opportunity here. Armstrong knows how to get dirty, but he hasn't done it much. Mullins has been getting backwards all race, and Mullins doesn't get backwards, but Armstrong actually did lay it over for once.
Yeah, Armstrong just doing a traditional scrub almost through there. Couple lappers to deal with. Whoa. Wait,
that's
not
Holm.
a lapper, that's Adam.
Yeah,
Holm.
that's Holm getting up. And now he's in a battle with Mullins. This is first and second in the first moto, battling it out now. And Mullins is going to get him. But Mullins has a terrible drive coming into the double. He's not going to be able to do it. Holm does and gets right back by him.
Yeah, Holm got that really good that lap too.
Oh, I thought Armstrong, he did go over the bars. I saw him going off screen. And he looked real out of shape. So this battle between Mullins and Holm continues.
Don't want to ignore the leaders either as we're watching this battle. Is Carlin's actually latched with Fresca's. It's only a 2.5 second gap. But the battle is definitely for the 3rd spot right now between 1 and 2 in the first moto. Now, do you think Mullins is upset at all about the way Holm raced him in the moto number 1? Does he look for payback or does he look just to go by?
I was thinking about that as well because I don't remember. I mean, you saw Chad, I didn't, but I don't think Mullins ever said, like, yeah, no biggie, whatever. So, oh, contact.
Mullins slid out.
Yeah.
Holm gets into him. Nothing intentional on that, just a mistake from Mullins. Well, interestingly, is Adam had disconnected and reconnected where he could see chat because the race hadn't restarted. So Mullins, I'm sure somebody told him.
Yeah.
Or maybe Adam even actually jumped into his TeamSpeak to tell him.
That's a good point, but I don't, yeah. Mullins is usually pretty cool about that stuff, I guess, and he did win the moto after all, so shouldn't be too upset. We'll have to see how that plays out, though. Meanwhile, Fresca is continuing to kind of stretch it out. Carlin, like you said, is latched with him, but he's losing tenths here and there.
Yeah, the gap was only at 2.5. It's up to 6.5 now, so definitely losing some time now, as I'm guessing Fresca's might just be on a heater or Carlin made a mistake. We'll have to look at the lap times when they come through. Neither of those would surprise me if Race made a little mistake or if Tyson's just being Tyson.
Yeah. Either way, it looks like Fresquez is at least for now, comfortably enough in the lead that he doesn't have to worry too much about anything other than just putting his laps together.
And 156 flat, so definitely laying a heater down. And Carlin 2 minutes, so Carlin did drop off a couple seconds as well, and Fresquez threw a heater down, and that's why the gap has opened up a bit.
We lost Mullins as well. He's back to 5th, and he has Frizaka coming up with him as well. So wasn't a battle with Holm for 3rd. I don't know if he had another fall-off crash after that contact, or if he just fell apart there for a moment.
Got the battle for 8th. Haley all over the back wheel of Chase Blakely, who had that good first moto. Haley
got a great run there, but comes up short on the jump. So
split lines here. Using the 2 inside lines, ignoring the outside makes me happy.
They both get plenty of power up to get this step up cleanly. And they're right behind. Who is that right in front of them? For
Matthias Janis.
Yeah.
Right there is running in 7. So these guys, I feel like, are reeling him in slightly.
Look at that move from Haley. Almost got into the back of Frizaka. Now trying to squeeze down the inside. He's going to swing wide here. Frizaka uses the inside line, though, and holds on for now. But then swings to the middle, so gives Haley the line if he wants it. This is good, clean racing between these two. Very respectable. Giving them each other plenty of room to move around.
Side by side for about 5 corners in a row. Finally, Blakely puts a wheel back in front. Wow. Okay, I'm happy.
Yeah, that was really awesome. There was
and they're
all sorts of different lines. That outside line works out pretty well, I feel like, because they cut across the track to do it, and so they get a better drive up the hill, whereas the inside is quicker because it's a bit deeper, but it also points you outside.
Oh, please do dualies.
Oh,
I thought they were going to connect, and they've definitely caught Janis now.
Yeah.
Oh, Haley's carrying a ridiculous amount of speed up to the inside. Blakely shuts the door hard on him. Haley's going to tuck into the inside rut.
Didn't lose much time either, even though he really messed up. Oh, Blakely
down.
Suspension bottomed out, just got kicked.
Haley going to double down into the valley. Janis is not doing that line.
Wow.
He loses so much time.
Haley landed wheeling, almost got his wheel over that little G-out spot as well, too.
Janis also still working that inside.
This is going to be a pass for Haley. I think he's going to land on the gas and go to the inside. Oh, but Janis cuts across to the far inside. Haley's going to get a better drive up the hill.
Haley's been working that middle rut all day. Every time I've seen him, that's his preferred line there.
So Haley just got out of one battle, and he's right back into another one. And I'd imagine it's going to be much of the same. These guys are running very similar speeds.
The whole Mullins battle is back on for the number 4 spot. Not sure which battle to watch.
I know. Oh, Janis, a mistake. And oh, Haley gets into him a little bit more aggressive this time than he was with Blakely. Stays on 2 wheels.
That made our decision, as Holm now has Mullins all over him.
Dualies? Holm and... Yeah,
Mullins let you down.
You know what? Mullins even Snapchatted me and said, I'm going to be throwing it backwards all night. And the one time I need him to come through, he doesn't do it. Come on. We're running out of time for more dualies to even happen.
Yeah, we're at 29:44. Tyson just hit the finish line, so we're going to have 3 to go.
Ooh, Holm got a bad kick coming down the hill. Somehow did not get wrangled out of shape, though. Mullins is really looking for a move here, but they keep funneling to the same lines.
Almost dualies.
Yeah. Now Mullins going to try the middle rut as Holm swings around the outside. They're going to come together really close now up the hill. Holm lays it over. Mullins gets a little bit of a scrub, but comes up a tad short. So much speed being carried by both of these guys right now. Holm does not want to relinquish the spot. Mullins almost into the back of him. I don't think he expected him to check up so hard, but he's just trying to get back down to the inside. Great racing, though. These two racing each other very hard. Mullins trying
works
an
the inside
move
with the single in.
Yeah, this is the lines that were split in the first moto as well, where Holm was working that line, doubling in. Mullins ends up inside here again, but still Holm hanging on, using outsides to carry his momentum.
They got a group of lappers in front of them, and it's bringing them back to the back wheel of James Armstrong as well.
Oh, Mullins is trying crossover lines. Oh,
slides it out. Caught the edge of that jump there where it was cut.
He's certainly not
Launched
getting any
himself down.
happier with Adam Holm when it comes to the way that he's riding. It's not like he's doing anything wrong, but Mullins is just trying to make passes where they're not going to happen.
You know, Mullins has always said the more difficult tracks suit him because he can separate himself and make moves on other people. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of that. Not able to really just make the pass going through a rough section of the track or anything.
Right.
2 to go for Fresquez with the lead. Carlin 15 seconds back all by himself in the number 2 spot as he has 18 seconds over Armstrong. Holm, though, like I said, was catching up to Armstrong with the pressure from Mullins, and he's right there now.
Yeah, this is a good turnaround moto for the Volcom team, who last moto they both had bad starts. They came through. Armstrong ended up inside of the top 10, but not very deep as Fresquez was able to get up to 3rd. Now they're both in podium spots.
Holm going to try to knock one of them off the podium at least. He logs a 58 that time around to 201 for Armstrong.
It's just, oh man, sometimes watching these guys, it's just like robots. It's just same lines and same speed every lap. They're so good and so consistent at the premiere of racing here in the 450 class.
Bummer went to check in on our versuspc.com one to watch. Dago Adamo, he was in 11th, just gets up from a crash, loses a spot to Devin Davis, but he's back going in the 12 ride. Still a pretty solid moto going for Mr. Dago Adamo.
Right on, getting some good points in his first race back. Meanwhile, Holm made a small mistake coming down the hill, and Mullins is reeling him back in real quick as he's now losing touch with Armstrong. Ooh, another mistake from Holm. He's feeling the pressure. It doesn't look like he's flowing as well anymore.
It might just be out of his rhythm. Also probably a little mentally drained. Being in the late part of the second moto, it's not so much you get physically drained like you do in real life, but mentally it takes so much focus to hit your lines so well every lap. Mullins almost doubles down into that valley, carries a lot of speed, put the pressure on Holm.
Both scrubbing up the hill. People wanted me to take shots on that because it's technically dualies. They're both whipping. Oh, Mullins has a great line here. Almost contact. Look at the drive up the hill. He's going to jump longer,
wow.
Stay lower. Almost tripled up the hill. Holm's going to cut back underneath, though, and it still makes the pass. I think he was going to check up and let Mullins have it, but they both decided to check
Mullins
up for each other.
checked up.
Yeah.
Did not go down. Now Mullins going to work the middle. He had this line dialed earlier, just right on by him.
I think Holm also gave him that one, though. He was definitely on the rails and then kind of checked up a little bit. They're trying to be respectful. I think Holm doesn't want to make enemies with Mullins, but Mullins has not been the happiest with the way I think Holm's been riding tonight, at least.
Yeah, at the same point, I know Jesse does appreciate a good battle. So,
yeah, I'm sure it'll
he might be more understanding than some. I think it'll be all good, but
I agree. I think it'll be water under the bridge pretty quick, but I'm saying right now, I think heat of the moment, Mullins is probably
slide out from Mullins, and there goes Holm back by. This is just building confidence, I have to think, for Holm. I really do. The more he does this and realizes, man, I don't have to just lay over for these guys. I can actually legit battle with them. And not just battle within like the top 5 guys, but battle with the elites, I guess you could say, as he's trying to get around. I think that's Burkeen. Now Mullins up the inside, aggressive.
Yeah.
I think he caught him by surprise a little as Holm was dealing with Burkeen there.
No,
please do dualies. Please do dualies.
Come on, guys. Oh, I mean, come on. You got to give it to him. Holm tried.
Drink it.
Drink it. Meanwhile, up front, I'm going to drink it after this one because Tyson Fresquez is about to take the overall at High Point, whips it up the hill, style for miles. Tyson Fresquez wins at High Point. He goes 3-1 and claims the overall.
And the guy we really didn't talk about that much. I mean, we've seen him for a little bit when he was up battling for the lead, but the general race Colin, great performance. Second place finish here at High Point, Moto number 2.
Right on. Looks like that battle is now over as Mullins has a sizable gap on Holm, who can't sit on his laurels too much. Here comes Frizaka. Frizaka looking at a top 5 overall here. I'd have to imagine 4-6.
Yeah, nice performance from Frizaka as he's battling Brady Stanley, who's a lap down. Brady goes off the track there. And, Frizaka goes down. And he has a 30-second gap, so he'll be safe. Not going to be able to make a last-ditch run at Holm, who had a great day here at High Point as well. Goes 2-5 on the day, but I think the performance way better than that 5th place shows in Moto number 2.
Agreed. So Frizaka will get that 6th. Vanderlee is 7th. Blakely is kind of all alone in 8th. Haley in 9th. Janice has Dago Adamo, the one to watch right on him, and Cameron Lee. 3-rider battle coming down into the valley.
For the top 10.
Thought Cameron Lee might have gotten the double, but he did not. So
Matty's working that inside once again. It looks like he's going to lose so much time, and then he just starts driving down the hill.
Look at Cameron Lee sending it. Away. Cameron Lee is wanting a piece of this battle as Adamo launches down the hill. Look at the line, though. He's going to get a great drive up the hill. It might not be enough, though. Janice into the final corner. Will hang on just barely. Adamo was right there at the end. Lee gets a 12th. Devin Davis probably going to be a little disappointed with 13th after a great first moto.
And good second moto going and kind of fell apart at the end. Nice backflip over the finish line to come our house in 13th, and he was the last guy on the lead lap. Mitchell Burkeen, Sanders Stanley, Reed Young, Alex Heckman, and Dennis Fieldberg gets 20th to round out your points. And Devin's already raging about the track in chat. Bravo, Devin. Bravo fucking oh.
Freaking track sucks, man. I'm gonna rage quit now. All right, well, we are just gonna wait on cuts here and then wrap this thing up from High Point. Final thoughts, Chris? You want to give us a sponsor rundown?
I'd like to thank Team DX3's Devin Davis for making me put my middle finger up right now. That's it. That's all I got.
Can never be happy. Well, Fresquez does take the overall officially as cuts are now in and no positions changed inside of the top 10. Very interesting night of racing at High Point. But Fresquez is your overall winner, 3-1 on the night. Let's hear those sponsors, Chris, one more time before we send it off.
Ride365.com, Racetech, Tiger Designs, FamiMex Designs, Bentley Graphics, SYS TV. I don't think I said Tiger Designs. Did I say FamiMex? I'm trying to run through them all off of my memory because we have a lot of great folks that help us out to make all this fun stuff possible. Of course, Moto Chasing. We'll have our stream Sunday night for the amateurs and are a fine sponsor of ours as well. And how about, who did I forget, Kellen? I think Racetech.
Two Wheelers Graphics.
Suspension and engines. Wheels isn't even part of RF anymore. Come on now, bro. Did I say versuspc.com? Because those guys are pretty awesome.
Yep, series powered by them.
Yep, that's what I got.
That's what you got? All right. I like it. I like what you got right there. But thanks everybody for coming in and tuning in again with us tonight here. Round number 4 of the Ride365.com Nationals powered by Versus PC is complete from High Point. So thanks for joining me again tonight, Chris, and of course everybody in chat for joining us as always. We'll be back next week coming up with more action. Round 5, Muddy Creek, right?
Muddy Creek.
Muddy Creek. All right, we'll see you guys in Tennessee. So long for now.